What's going on, guys? It's Andy Mattis here, and I just wanted to come on here and put together a quick video on imposter syndrome. Okay, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I was recently talking to someone who was basically talking about how they needed to kind of do something, but they were kind of struggling with some stuff that was just basically holding them back from actually taking action on what it was they needed to do. So, this was quite an interesting one because, as many of you know, if any of you followed my journey, where my journey really started to where things really started to click for me was when I joined the Sam Evans Consulting Accelerator back in 2019, and this was kind of like a big part of the kind of like mindset training, and what he kind of went into was the fact that the person, people seem to think, okay, I am this person, okay, and that's it, okay, nothing ever changes, but things always changing, okay? Change is the only constant, in this world. Things are constantly changing. Even us as people, we're always changing. You're not going to be the same person that you were sort of 5 years ago, 10 years ago. People always maturing, and habits are changing and stuff like that. Okay, so change is the only real constant. And the person that you're going to be, when you achieve your goals, is going to be a completely different person to that person that was kind of struggling, or wherever it is, wherever your background, whatever person you were when you started, you're going to be a completely different person when you actually achieve your goals. Okay, it's a transformation. You have to actually grow into that person, right? And in order for you to grow into that person, you have to step out of your comfort zone, right? And basically what he was mentioning is, if you kind of just try and sort of, stay in your comfort zone, stay in your little bubble, everything will fall apart, right? And when I got started on my online journey, there was a lot of things that were really, really sort of uncomfortable for me. I was scared to jump on video. I remember someone mentioning me doing a live stream or something like that, and it was I just carried away even the thought of doing it, right? And I tried my best. I did everything I could to just stay in my bubble of comfort. And like you said, everything just went to shit. Okay, it all just fell apart. Nothing worked. And eventually I had a little kind of break, had a bit of time to kind of reflect, and I could kind of see where, things were kind of, going wrong in my business. Okay. So I basically got back into it. Okay. But this time with the mindset that I'm going to do whatever it takes in order for me to kind of achieve my goals. Right. And there were a lot of things that were kind of, uncomfortable. Right. It was there was kind of this imposter there that was kind of pulling me away. So 5 years ago, if you would have told me, right, oh, Andy, why don't you go and start a business? Right. One of the first things that I would have come out with is a million reasons why it wouldn't work. Okay. Not really based on any fact, just the imposter's there just basically trying to hold me back from actually taking action, right? And I speak to a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, I want to kind of see it working first for you. Now it's working, they're nowhere to be seen, okay? It's that imposter that kind of holds you back from actually taking action. And I just want to share something with you that kind of helped me kind of really sort of break through the barriers with that. So as many of you know, I'm really kind of big on mindset. I do my mindset formula, I do my affirmations and all that, twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And there was actually a part of the Sam Evans training that I actually paused, screenshotted, and I actually read this to myself twice a day until I was able to kind of break free from that pattern, and literally get to the point where uncomfortable situations is where I want to be now, purely because I know I've seen the growth that's happened since I started pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. All right, so I just wanted to come on here and really sort of share this with you for anyone that's really struggling with that imposter setting in, that's holding you back. It's there, you need to do something, but the fear of it not working, the fear of what people will say, the fear of it going wrong stops you from ever doing it. Okay, because this is a huge thing that will really hold you back in your online business. So I'm just going to share something with you, a quick quote that I screenshotted a long time ago. I didn't read this anymore, but I just stumbled across it and thought I would share it for anyone that's kind of struggling. So facing your dark side is when you stop fighting your shadows and running away from your problems and fears. It's when you face the music and face the truth that deep down needs resolving and cleaning out. Facing your dark side is when you stop running away and trying to hide from the part of yourself that you're afraid of. It's when you face the monster front on and stare it dead in the eyes. The moment you confront it, it all fades away and becomes nothing at all. A breach in one area of your life will become a breach in every area of your life, and all having a business will do is magnify it 10x. You must understand that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and all that exists is cause and effect. You can't cheat the mirror. This isn't a business tactic, but it's the most profitable thing you can possibly do. And like this quote just speaks volumes. Like literally, as soon as I started pushing myself outside my comfort zone, literally started making sales like clockwork. Okay, and then things just started to compound from there. When I, like he said, you know, you try and stay in your if you try and stay in your comfort zone and you have a business, it's just going to magnify the problem 10x, and that's exactly what it did for me when I was really getting started in my online journey. So yeah, for anyone that's kind of maybe struggling, I just recommend kind of watching this back, maybe taking a quick note of that quote that I just read out to you. Okay, just write it down somewhere and just read it twice a day, because all that's doing is really kind of drumming it into your subconscious. And every time that imposter tries to set in, you know, you're going to think of that quote and you're actually going to start pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens. So yeah, I thought I'd just come on here and just share this quick one with you. And again, if any of you got value from this video, just you know, leave a comment and let me know if this was helpful for you. So thanks guys, and I'll catch you soon.